So I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
So what I was saying was this is the same tactic that he used during the summer vacation Bible school.
Yeah.
He tried to sabotage that, and what they did was they shut down the power to the sanctuary. But anyways, we're not gonna go there.
And that was crazy.
You have the saints in the dark.
Yeah.
You know, I'm real about this. I'm so real about this. I mean what I say. When I said God told me to do this, I'm going to do it until he say to stop. So it doesn't matter who got what to say about anything. I am not going to stop until this thing is resolved and everything is right. We as a body have work
that's
to
what I'm saying.
do.
It's a gathering. These are saints praying before, quote unquote, a meeting. If any organization have a meeting, those mothers.
If there's any form of gathering, if it's religiously based, prayer is one of the main protocols.
You came back in. And we had a conversation with Elder Earl Carter, me and you. And I, from my recollection, I was speaking to Elder Earl Carter, and I told him, I said, you know what? I said, you know this is wrong. I said, what is he doing? He was like, yeah, man.
What I saw on that film with him in there like that, and the saints on their knees or seeking God and crying out to God, that was an interruption. It was a disruption. And it was disrespectful, and it was not godly. And no matter what anyone says, righteousness exalts a nation. But sin is a reproach to any people.
Dennis is representing himself as the church.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna read, and then we're gonna break it down a little more.
I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna start over. For an example, if an attorney has a lien against his client's real estate, he may obtain his compensation through the sale of the property. That's if it was against 3311 or the address of the parsonage. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So, anyways, there are 4 elements that makes a charging lien legitimate. Number 1, there has to be an express or implied contract between the attorney and the client.
Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? Yo, what happened? Yo, what's going on? Welcome to another edition of the new rebranded, the Conversation Kings. Yes, y'all, we have absolutely rebranded. We're doing something different. And because we're doing something different, we want everybody to be aware that we changed our brand. We're doing it for the culture, but we are definitely still bringing you the same conversation, the same content, with a little bit more, so we can expand what we do. So, welcome back to another edition, brand new. First, this time it is as the Conversation Kings instead of Conversation with the Culture, but we're still talking to y'all. So, what's going on, my brother? What's happening with you, Randolph? You kind of froze there, bro. You frozen. You frozen. Can you hear me? You froze, bro. You froze. Got a bad connection, Mr. Telephone Man. There's something wrong with my line. I think you might have to come out and go out and come back in again, bro, because something ain't happening here. It ain't connecting. You like doom, yeah. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're gonna break these things down, down, just like we've done in the past. But we have to bring certain things to your attention. Excuse me. Like always, we want to be able to bring it to your attention. We want to bring it to the attention of the culture so that the culture knows exactly what is going on. So the Conversation Kings are here take you into that realm so we can tell you all exactly what's going on, how, when, and how. There he is. There he is. What's going on, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing, my brother?
Bro, I can't complain. I cannot complain, not even for a little bit. What's happening with you tonight?
Oh man, just just trying to regather myself after a long work trip last week. I'm just kind of catching up, just kind of getting myself back balanced. Been ripping and
God,
running ever since I got back. So.
understood, understood. So, bro, what we're gonna do tonight, we kind of like picking up where we left off, but we kind of like just want to like give some people some great updates because the last time we were talking, we were actually speaking about how successful the Founders Day event was, the
Mhm.
Founders Celebration Week, that Friday night and then again on that Sunday morning, and how we ran into some of the same issues that have always continued to happen with the illegitimate pastor. Okay, he popped off again. So the illegitimate leadership from Dennis Hutchins, he tried his hardest, and y'all, I promise you, he tried his absolute hardest to not get us to have this Founders Day celebration. What I don't understand is we're celebrating the founder of the ministry, New Life Church of Orlando, being that is the brother of Dennis Hutchins, and it is being a celebration that is being put forth by his son. Why would you be so apt and adept at and indebted to trying to sabotage everything? And that's exactly what they did. They tried to sabotage at his request, at Dennis heading at his request. So what we want to do, what I'm gonna, if Randolph can get a good connection, I don't know. There, not bro. Now that's perfect. You
Okay, we
must
good now. Okay.
you must be on that MacBook, right?
I at the move at the change locations, but we good.
Change location. All right. All right. So I was just explaining to the people how successful the event was, regardless of the fact that Dennis tried his hardest to keep us from being able to make this a reality. And we talked about this last week, last
Hmm.
day, how we had a wonderful Friday night service. And I just have to give my hat is off because I had things going on with my family, with my brother's passing and everything. So I wasn't
Hmm.
Friday night, but I watched the video and bro, Pastor Rollis Frazier
Oh
brought
yeah, yeah, yeah,
he brought it. He
yeah.
brought it.
He
And
he came, man. He really came through, man. And even from my understanding, see, a lot of people don't even know this, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind saying this. But
Dennis actually tried to contact him,
Yes, he did.
and he told him straight up that no, I'm showing up. I'm showing up because I was called, and he called Bishop Hutch. Hutch was my friend.
He said, and I heard that, what was said was that he said to Pastor Frazier, I thought you
I thought
were,
I was. I thought you was my friend. Yeah.
if you, this is what I really don't understand is that you would try to stop something for your brother.
Mm-hmm.
You are using his personal contacts and his friends and claiming them to be your friends because they were friendly with you simply because of Bishop.
Because of Bishop, right?
So
Mm-hmm.
you're saying I thought you were my friend, but that shows you the character of him. Like he doesn't take friendship seriously. It's one sided.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And Pastor Frazier said to him, "This is for Hutch."
He said, listen. He said Hutch was my friend. I'm coming because I was called, and this is something to honor Hutch. I'm coming.
Yeah,
Regardless of what. I don't care what's going on. Amongst you and your nephew. This is in honor of Hutch.
true. So
And
much
what's funny
for Hutch.
is I think do we have that video that
We
we're going to
do.
show? We do,
We do.
okay.
We
But
do.
which I'll probably explain. Well, I'll say it now. Even when he arrived at the church, I'm talking about Pastor Frazier. He was there with us.
Yes.
When I tell you he was there with us, in spite of everything that was going on, and which the viewers will see later on as the show goes on, he was there with us in the dark. He said,
Wow.
listen, he said, He said, St. John, he said, if we're gonna be in the dark, we here together. We are family. Oh yeah. And he was even helping us try to find where the power source. But anyways, we'll talk about that
Wait
later
a
on.
minute. Hold on. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Audience, like this is my first time hearing this. For those of you
Yeah.
doing this is my first time hearing this. You mean to tell me that Pastor Frazier and his members were in the dark with you all?
Yes.
And you know who turned the lights off
Mm-hmm.
because you saw him there. Who was it?
Well, from my understanding, uh Greg Massey was rolling around at the time. I was inside searching for me and Sister Angela. We were trying to find the power source.
Well, now that you say that, let's just show the people because see, I explain to people, y'all don't understand the depth of evil, and this just it come. I'm completely muffed, like
Mm-hmm.
baffled that people would believe that this man is a good man, that they will sit and internalize his lies and see his actions don't match up, just
Mm-hmm.
like the Carter got on Earl Carter got on the in the pulpit a couple of weeks ago or whatever and said that we're keeping the peace, we're keeping it. You're not keeping peace because you're still doing evil things. We have never interrupted a service ever.
Ever, ever.
We have never gone in and tried to stop anything that they have done for any reason. And again, I'm gonna dissect fact from fiction. When we went into the church on that Sunday, when we decided we are going into our sanctuary where we are
Mm-hmm.
members, this is the church that we are members of. And Kodesh had been put on notice not once, not two, not three, not four, but 5 times. They would make uh they would make agreements with us and then we'll go back and have conversations with Dennis and the agreement would be canceled, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we went in, even one of the ministers in their church said this, and you all, I'll bring it back up because he said it and we got it on video. He said, Bishop Hutchins was my friend. I
Mm-hmm.
loved Bishop. I would have joined this church, but my Haitian wife wanted to join a Haitian church.
That's right.
And I get that. So he wanted to, his wife would not have been happy maybe in an American church. She wanted to, she's more comfortable. They speak the language that her primary language. So she went
Exactly.
there. So he went there with his wife. But he said, this is not the way we're supposed to do it. We are going back to the fellowship hall where we were supposed to be. That's what
Right.
he said.
That's right.
The pastor of Kodesh Church he didn't want to go back into the fellowship hall, but they ended up talking with their attorney,
Attorney.
and their attorney said, you do what's in the contract that you signed and agreed to, and that's the fellowship hall.
Mm-hmm.
So Dennis and Earl putting out that lie, talking about we put the people out of church. It's a lie. Y'all lying through y'all false teeth. Both of y'all, I hope you bite on something and the teeth fall out your mouth and get stuck with that denture cream you got in your mouth. Hold on, bro. We're gonna take this a step further.
Can you believe these folks done turn the power off so we can't have service? So we can't have Founders Day service to celebrate our founder, our leader. They turn the lights off so we can't have service. Power everywhere else, in the hallways, all in the office complex. They deliberately they turn the lights off on purpose so we can't have service. This is the box that controls the lights. Can't get no power in here. No power. Can you believe that? So we can't have service. They have the lights turned off so the board can't come on. No, nothing. Wow. These are saints. These are supposed to be the saints. They're supposed to have the love of God. Oh, we're going to talk about it.
So that's the scenery that you all saw when y'all got to the church on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. We showed up, and what made me show up, it was just God, honestly, to show up at that time prior to service. That at that time it may have been around 6 o'clock. I was dropping off my wife and my daughter because I was gonna pick up another saint, and I wanted to get my equipment set up in time. That way I'm not rushing to get back and
Right.
ran into that. And literally for maybe 45 minutes or so, we were searching. We were searching, could not find which breaker box it was that controls the sanctuary,
Wow.
and it was just God. But as I was saying, even during that period, Pastor Frazier and his people began to come in, along with the saints from New Life started coming in. The mothers were outside just sitting in their cars. It started raining.
Wow.
It was a disaster. But when it was all said and done, um, God led us. God led us where to go. Um, I found one source, Sister Evangela. She found another source. But can you imagine what that scene was like? You got this guest church here, and they're trying to figure out what's going on.
Of course.
But and Pastor Frazier, like I said, he gave comfort and in saying that no, we in this together.
That's a
We in this
true leader.
together. That's a true leader. That's a true
That's
leader.
kind of a
And
true
he
leader.
began to help us search. So that's kind of what that scene was like. But it's just like I said, it's just heartening, man, to have witnessed that and to be a part of, that we're supposed to be honoring our founder, our leader, this man we love, this man, who invested so much in us, and you would on purpose try to hinder.
That's bro. I mean, what other mindset does a person have to do that? You have to have the mindset of you have to be diabolical. Like you have to be
Mm-hmm.
completely evil to do
Mm-hmm.
that. And then not only are you evil and nasty, low down, dirty to do it, you like oily oil that's been used in a diesel truck. That's how black your soul is.
Mm-hmm.
You then turn around and think that you are right in doing it.
And you know what? It's crazy. Another thought that just came to mind, which someone made reference to this. The Hispanic church would typically have service on a
Yes.
Friday night, but which we came to an agreement. They understood that, listen, we can't come tonight because this is, you know, this night has been carved out
Hmm.
for the celebration. You would have never done that to the Hispanic congregation
No,
because they're tenants,
no.
because you're getting paid from it.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. And those, as you know, the majority that's on this side, these are members who've been a part of New Life from Malone.
From Malone under Bishop's
Many of
kindness.
them, you
Yes.
know. And if not from Malone, there's those of us who've been a part of the ministry for a great period of time
Yes, sir.
that have invested in this ministry, whether it be time, talent, money,
Yes.
sweat,
Yes.
tears.
Yes. Yeah. All of those
You
things.
know.
All of those things. And to make it worse, just to even put things into perspective, because I don't think that people really kind of understand that you really think about a person who was saying, "Oh, I love my brother. I love my mentor. He's my mentor," but you have garnered absolutely nothing of his traits or his character. And
Mm-mm-mm.
and I said this to Drina, I believe, Lady Drina, the other day, and we're going to talk about some issue that she's facing as well.
Mhm,
Um, One of the things that, like even now, we know that the life insurance policy for Bishop's life that is meant to give 10% to the church and the different variations of monies that are supposed to be paid out.
mhm.
Those things are still being held up because of one person, and that's
One
Dennis.
person. Mhm,
I don't understand how any bishop of any jurisdiction would think that having him is an asset. The only reason that I could think that they would even believe is because of the fact that they know that at this point he is hoarding the money that he stole. And I'm going to say he stole the money
mhm,
because the money from the key man insurance policy was meant to pay off the mortgage of the church. He
mhm,
did not. He only paid off the parsonage. And whatever else they're doing with the money, we don't know. There's still, and people, you have to understand that Dennis is showing himself to be the pastor, and people think he is because he was employed by the church. So he's at the
mhm.
office because that's where he's supposed to be working. But I guarantee you, any day of the week, you can go up to the office, and I'm sure that you won't find him there
That's
because he
true.
doesn't know how to run a business.
Mhm. That's true.
There's nothing going on up there. Nothing. There's
The
no
only
work.
the only
No.
thing you're gonna see The only thing you'll see going there, if you go during the week, is the school
I
that's operating. That's the only thing you'll pretty much see going on there. Or if maybe the dance team, the dance studio, they may be going in and out or something like that. But other than that, there's nothing going on at the church. And there was a time. What's funny is matter of fact, I like the the new opening to the show where it kind of displayed what New Life used to be doing at the time. Food giveaway. New Life was literally at least a 6 day operation,
definitely a 6 day operation.
a 6 day operation. So I mean, there's nothing going on. No ministry, no anything. No, I mean nothing.
He has no vision. He has no vision. And now you're preaching a whole different, almost to say another doctrine,
Mm-mm-mm.
that is definitely contrary to Church of God in Christ teachings, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I've listened to it. And then you want to say about you think you know so much about Sabbath day. You say even the Seventh-day Adventists are doing it wrong. Well, you standing up in the pulpit on Sunday, I mean on a Saturday, you doing it wrong because the word says
Wow.
that on the Sabbath you're not even supposed to leave your house. Contrary,
Rest is a
man.
day of rest.
It's a day of rest. You got food, water in your home. Don't even come out your door. So how you gonna stand up and criticize a whole denomination about something that they do and you doing the same thing? It's
Mhm.
ridiculous. So flip
And
backwards.
I
It's
mean, and in the Adventists or whoever worship them, in their defense, that's what they committed to.
that, bro. That's the same. They are committed to it.
They're committed to that. That's but anyways, we don't have to go into that.
The
But
very same
it's
thing I said. I was like, they committed to theirs, and they are not fighting against the denomination that they are in. They didn't
mm-hmm,
sling, slam, slime dirt over the organization that they are a part of. They stand firm in what they believe.
mm, mm, mm,
So,
mm.
but why don't you when you came to Orlando, and you had spoke with Bishop, and you came in, the people don't kind of like know, like you came in at a time of transition as well for
Yes.
kind of explain to some of the people what you those things that you were seeing from that point and lead up to where we are now at 3311.
Okay. Well, I when I started really transitioning here at the end of 2013. It was at the end of 2013 when I first was transitioning here. I transitioned fully at the beginning of 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And at the time when I came, the church had not too long left the location at Hiawassee, but they still had contacts there or whatever. I believe that even at one time, maybe we were still hosting Bible study from time to time. I think like on Wednesdays at Hiawassee, if I'm not mistaken. And but when I got here, we were at the auditorium. We were at the auditorium of Wekiva, and I mean, just to come to New Life on a Sunday morning, the auditorium would be jam packed.
Mm.
It was jam packed. Um, many don't.
Yep, I lost him. So he'll be back. He'll be right back in, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened. There he is. There he is. All right. Let's bring him brother back in. There you go. Now
My apologies. I missed and hit the wrong button. But
it's up.
many don't understand that even at that time, Bishop, he was a visionary, as we all know. Um, he was he had belief and had vision that we were going to be purchasing another location. Um, and at the time, we was having service at 11 o'clock, and there was another major ministry in the area that was going through some crisis with their location, and they were trying to get a slot at the school. And so, Bishop, with his heart, he was a giver. He said, "Well, you know what? Look, we're going to be gone in the next 2 Sundays, anyways, because we have a location that we're going to be purchasing. So, you know what? We're going to allow your people to come, and we'll just transition our service time for the next maybe 2 to 3 Sundays to the afternoon." And as time would have you, some things didn't really pan out the way it was supposed to. And now as a ministry, we were stuck having service in the afternoon. And literally, you can see literally by the Sundays, you can see at least 50 people. And it's more because the mindset of the people, they're used to having service at a certain time. And so what ended up happening, a lot the people were kind of dropping off as time by the Sundays. You with me? And so uh Bishop ended up saying, we can't continue to do this. We gotta do something. We gotta do something real quick because before you know it, we probably won't have anything because the people weren't attending the way they should. And so at that time, the Lord led him to Clark Road, and he said, look, this isn't my standard. Y'all know how I go. He said, this isn't what he said, but we have to do something. This is where I believe God would have us to be at the time until he says otherwise. And so even at that time, we were planning on building there on Clark Road, already had plans and different things in place. And but Bishop kept believing God. Bishop kept believing God, and God led him to 3311. God led him to 3311. And which was a surprise and a secret to most. But there were a few individuals that he would gonna kind of take by late night. Look, this might be our next building. This might be our home. This is gonna be our next home. Our forever home actually. And so he had a vision, man. And even once we got to everybody that knows the testimony about 3311, I mean, it was a miracle. And that was Bishop's pride. He took pride by the time we got to 3311. I'll never forget the first time he took me in there. He said, "Don't this look like a bishop's church? Can't you see the convocation being here?" He said, "Nah, I don't too much care for the color in here, but he said, maybe some purple. I'll add some purple later on, and maybe add some wood floors and whatever. That was just Bishop." And and he was asking me, Brother Carter, what side do you think the music need to be on? I said, well, Bishop, I said, at Clock Road, we were on the right side. I said, let's do something a little different. We'll go to the left side. He said, all right, that's you. That's your area. You do your thing, do your thing. And so, like I said, it was his pride and joy. 3311 North Powers Drive was his pride and joy. I mean, and even the Saints, when he first took us in there, I'll never forget, we went there for a fellowship service with the previous congregation at the time, and we had like a joint fellowship service. And shortly thereafter, he began to tell us, "Listen, this is where we're gonna be at. This is our church. This is our
Yeah.
church." Everybody was saying, "Huh?" I haven't heard. I can even remember at that time, people were saying, "Nah, this ain't our church. This ain't this ain't gonna happen. We can't do this. We can't do that." And man, we made it happen. I'll never forget, man. Within 6 months, I want to say 6 months, we were closing. We went in for a period. We were, I guess, renting at the time for a few months there. We really transitioned out, and I mean, by the beginning of that year, we closed. We did what we had to do as a ministry, and we closed on 3311. And I mean, you should have heard even the naysayers in the community. Uh,
They
they
couldn't
renting that
believe it.
church. They renting that church. That ain't they church. That ain't they church. That they. Matter of fact, I even heard somebody say, "Oh, they only renting the church because the women's convention coming to town."
Had no idea.
I had no idea, man. And
Uh,
so it kind of brings us where we are now, man. Is it's our church. It's
hmm
our church, and
Church.
everything that we're doing right now, and even as a ministry, I mean, is a storm that we're going through. But this is our church. We still take pride. We are still Team New Life. Amen.
Yeah, amen. I'm gonna say this because it's important to understand. This is not gossip. Gossip is when you're telling something that you've heard and you've not seen and experienced with your own eyes. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in it, and I'm not going to apologize for doing what God told me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I won't ever apologize for that. And what I won't discount is when somebody says that God told them to do something, they do it.
Mm-hmm.
I will never go against what they feel that God told them to do. I'm not going to tell them, be careful, do this. No, you stay in the vein, and God is
Mm-hmm.
going to make sure that how you are doing is working. What we did worked.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been silent, we wouldn't even have a sanctuary right now.
It's true.
It's
We
true.
wouldn't have 3311 right now had we remained silent, had we
Mhm.
not said anything. And I don't think what people don't understand is that we are not telling everything that we know because it would devastate you. So we have to give you surface level, but I still want to point out the evil vindictiveness of this man. Here's point number two. What he has been doing is trying to force us out, force us to leave. And he has intentionally blocked. How is it gossip when we're showing how he turned off the lights on the saints?
Mhm.
And we were
Mhm.
there. How is it gossip when we were in prayer meeting that we go to because we've been asked to come to prayer meeting? And in the prayer meeting, he shows up angry and tries to fight the pastor. That's not gossip when it's coming from eyewitnesses. That's eyewitness.
And it's recorded.
And it's recorded. Gossip is when you so well. It starts off here one way, and by the time it gets to the end of the street, if I tell you, say, "Hey, there's some trash burning in your garbage can," okay,
Mhm.
you go tell the next person. You go tell the next person. You go tell the next person. By the time it gets to the end of the street, your house is totally on fire. No, just your garbage can. But
Mhm.
that's how gossip. This ain't gossip. We're telling the truth, and truth has feet, meaning that it walks. Everything that he does is a lie, and it goes
It
spread.
flies.
And we
Mhm.
had to fight lie after lie after lie after lie with the truth, and it took the truth time to catch up to those lies.
Mhm.
We telling the truth
That's right.
now. Go ahead. You were getting ready to say
No,
something.
no, I was saying that's right. You're right.
So here's another thing. He tried to block the event. That's not gossip. He did that. And we want the people to know you're dealing with somebody. I do not and will not put pastor or elder on the front of his name. He is not deserving. He is not deserving. Let me answer a question because someone put in the chat. They said in their questioning that has Bishop Porter reached out to us? No, he has not. No, he
Well,
has.
he can't technically.
He's
He can't.
he
He
can't.
does. If he reaches out, it will only be um, from the position of let's say being a friend to Bishop and the family, so to speak. But it wouldn't be of no authority
Right, he can't. Now,
because the church is independent.
because the church is independent. Now, I'm going to say something that he did say on his live the night that he left our church. The night that he left, he said, without getting this resolved, because this was before Dennis filed a lawsuit, he
Mm-hmm.
said he's going to do this against that church and it's going to cost them so much money. And I'm paraphrasing,
Mm-hmm.
but that's exactly what he said. That's
Mm-hmm.
exact. He fell short of criticizing Dennis, fell short of that, but in a roundabout way, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Then tried to say, well, he's going to cost the church a lot of money. And you are absolutely right. He has. He has cost the church a lot of money. We're back to building. If you watch what has happened since we moved back into the sanctuary, is the gaining traction.
Yes,
We're gaining traction. Think about, we've not only had a few people, we've had families join and we've had families come back.
that's true. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't
I
care what
mean,
anybody says. You might not
I'm
agree
telling
with me,
you.
you could agree, you could disagree. We're growing.
Listen, I tell you this. Even as a musician, and not that doesn't really mean that much, maybe, but we can see things that most people can't see because of our vantage point. Um, and every Sunday, there's new faces popping in, new families coming in. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If we open up the doors to the church, you'll probably have somebody join every Sunday because that's really what the atmosphere and the environment have been like um, since coming back in. Just like you said, we're gaining.
we're gaining that progress back. We're progressing. And I mean, like I said, just a few Sundays ago, 2 Sundays ago, maybe I think it was, you had somebody join. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, if we open up and like I
You
said, new
did.
families coming in,
That's right.
new
We had
families or something.
we had one of the all right, let me tell you how exciting this is because I know people don't understand because they haven't, if you haven't been there, you haven't seen the excitement. We hired off-duty policemen to protect us from any attack, right?
Hmm.
They were so enthralled and lifted by the service. One of the police officers joined. He says, I don't even go to a church right now.
That's right.
Huh.
Hmm.
And if you look, the other, they were both when the service got so high. Pastor did the altar call, and the
Hmm.
spirit ran through there. They were back there clapping their hands,
Had their hands lifted. Hmm.
hands lifted in worship. I know what God, I can see what God is doing. It takes a bulldog tenacity, and that's one thing that Bishop taught. If one thing I know Bishop taught me that I learned from him is to never give up and to fight, to fight,
That's right.
to. I don't know a man. I don't know a man who could go through what that man went through all those years and
Hmm.
still remain resilient and still remain committed to what he promised God and what he
That's,
knew God told him up until he died.
that's right. That's
Don't
right.
know anybody like that. I just don't. And for all his faults, for everything that he didn't do right, God still blessed him.
Yes,
Still,
sir.
he loved God. And he would
Yes,
say it. You could see it on his face. You could hear it come through. He said, I just want to hear him say, well
well
done.
done. Well done. That's
What he
right.
said. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell y'all something. Lady Drina, did you want to say something before I move forward with that?
Well, just before we move to the next point, I would like to say this, man. Bishop, he sowed those same exact seeds, in the membership, in the
Yeah,
membership,
he sure
you
did.
know. And so that's why I like to commend New Life for sticking in there. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, my brother.
Bro,
I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, man. And you know, we have that same tenacity. We have that same tenacity. So let's continue. But go ahead. We're going to the next point.
and I just want to encourage people. I know it looks sometimes the conversation that we have may not be comfortable, but it's
Mm-hmm.
what I call the hard conversation because it has to be had.
Mm-hmm.
You have to talk about these things and keep people aware and keep people abreast as to what's going on. So here, look at this. We have what he did was Lady Drina had on the calendar where she does her annual event,
Mm-hmm.
and she does the annual event at the church. And Bishop sponsors in his life, he would sponsor the event. And she would always pay tribute to Bishop during her
Mm-hmm.
event. Her annual event is held every year at the same time. And it was already on the calendar. Dennis had Brother Abraham to call her and tell her that her event was canceled because he's doing a banquet in honor of, and they're selling tickets. Now, this has been on the calendar for months. You didn't even think of having a celebration for Bishop until we did ours.
Well, from my understanding, what's funny about that is, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. The celebration is supposed to be about a church anniversary.
Church
I mean,
anniversary for who?
I don't even believe it's a homage to the founder. It's more along the lines of 25 years or whatever it is, 25 years that New Life have been established, and you're selling tickets for it.
Right. And you did, and no one can make me believe that it wasn't purpose. You purposely
Yeah,
done
of course.
to
Of
get
course.
back. He couldn't stop us from having a celebration. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go after someone who is a member of the church who you knew was on the books.
And that's what I'm saying. It was already from at my in my opinion, if I'm from my understanding is what I want to say. It was already approved
It was
to
approved and
happen.
on the books. Absolutely approved. And so what he did, he cancels her event at the church or makes it almost impossible for her to be able to have her event equally there, knowing that she needed had already booked all the space and whatever. So now you are having a banquet and selling tickets for the banquet. I just no one can make me believe the nonsense that this man is doing. No one can make me think that there's anything good about him. Nobody.
And that is just crazy because along those same lines, with talking about the Founders Day and the church anniversary, uh, we invited everyone. If you were a part of New Life at any time, if you're still claiming membership of New Life,
Yeah.
you were invited to be a part of the services that we hosted to honor our leader. I asked the question, okay, if we're having a church anniversary and this is our church,
Our church.
are we invited?
We certainly invited everybody, past, present, current.
If you sung in the choir before, if you could have been a part of the celebration, are we invited to the church anniversary banquet celebration?
No. Well, I'm gonna tell you, she got a I got a text message that it was coming regarding the fact that they were planning a banquet in
Wow.
September. I got the text message from a friend, and I said to myself even then, and in the text message, that person said to me, I bet, I guarantee you he's going to try to do this during the same time that Lady
Hmm.
Dream has her celebration.
Wow.
And I kind of glossed over it, but in the back of my mind I was like, man, I believe he is. But I kept praying, said, Lord, don't let this man do that. Don't let this man do that.
You know,
Bro,
it's crazy because that was the same. I received that same type of
yeah.
of message, even regarding the Founders Week. They were like, I bet they're gonna try to do something to hinder it.
Oh yeah, we knew it.
And I said, well, but I was
We
being
knew it.
optimistic. I promise you, I was being optimistic. I said, I don't know. I said, I don't know. I'm gonna give him the benefit of that. I said, I'm gonna see. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna do it. And when it happened, the text message like, I told you.
Bro, listen, how could you not put anything past him after all that he has done? And 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 I was really, really, really trying it with my I was giving my level best, like, okay, God, you've always, covered us through everything that he's done. Don't let this man do this. But it wasn't a few days later, I got the text that said that he had moved his event on the same day within the same time frame and time slot as Lady Drina's event.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, what does that leave her to do is now to scramble to find another place, right? Because the good thing is that she had not put out any flyers of the location or anything. We just knew that we were going to have the event at the church because it was approved and it was on the books, right? It's going to be at
Hmm.
New like it was the previous years before. All right. So, she's frustrated. She's broke up. I'm like, listen, this is what we're going to do. You call your friends in the different churches, and people know you have been an outspoken radio announcer. You people know you in this community, the gospel. People know you around the country for what you've been
Hmm.
doing. You're going to get the support that you need. No matter how they have tried to literally destroy her, she's going to get the support that she needs. And
Mm.
so and she held off. She was like, well, they said this, that, and the other. I said, listen, get you a contingency plan. Make sure that you have a backup because you don't
Yes.
know what's going to happen. So we put forth something and I said, hey, did you call? Did you call? She said, not yet. I said, hey, you better call these people. Call. She said, I got a meeting. Da, 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 da. Today it's confirmed that she did get a place, and it's St. Paul.
Awesome.
St. Paul AME agreed to be the host church for the event, and I'm glad because it's a spacious place. It's got great sound in there. She's gonna have a good crowd. Normally, she gets between 400 and 500 people in attendance, and they're coming
Yes.
only from the state but from around the country, which makes it so important because people don't understand. You would think that. Um, you don't understand the impact of what it takes to put an event like that together. I'm talking about people on the outside who've never done anything like that before. And so to disrupt that, that was intentional.
Hmm.
That was
And
in
she's also, just like you said, she's honoring Bishop yet.
yes.
She's honoring Bishop with this event as well. Is her
That's right.
event, but she's shedding light on the work of Bishop.
That he's done in the community. That's right. In the world, let's just say Bishop didn't just touch people here in the state of Florida. He touched people wherever he went.
Yes. Yes, sir.
He was a huge impact, and so she paid homage to him, and she's still going to do that even at AME at the church over there, and I'm going to be there. um
So am I. So
Elder
am
Rose
I.
said that he was going to be there, so I'm encouraging all of you to support, because there have been a lot that has gone on since we started on this journey. And I need to remind people of what she suffered at the hands of Dennis because she spoke out and told the truth. And and when you tell the truth, here's the thing. People usually say, well, speak your truth, speak your truth. Your truth may not be the truth. It may
Right.
be true to you, but you concocted in your heart and in your mind, and you cause yourself to believe it. But the truth is the truth, regardless of who tells it,
That's
right?
right.
And it is since when, for the saints, is it uncomfortable to speak the truth when harm is being done to the saints?
Mm,
No, 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 no. Speak up and speak out.
that's
To
right.
not say anything to me means that we are culpable,
Hmm.
and she deserves our support.
Yes, for sure.
Definitely deserves our support, and it's terrible that it's awful, it's ungodly that he would do what he's done, and he continues to do it. So we got to fight. We got to continue to
Yes,
fight.
sir.
One day this is going to be done soon.
Yes, sir. I believe it. I
Done
believe it. I
because we
believe
know
it.
something that we haven't said to people. We haven't been given the release to say it. Well, we know
Hmm.
some things.
That's
We're
right.
just waiting. We're just
Yes, sir.
waiting. We're just wait. There's a pattern. There's a pattern. Turn the lights off on the church. Turn the lights off on the saints. Why? Elderly people, children, visiting churches. And then people ride by in their car and they laughing. You didn't
Mm.
stop anything.
Mm-mm.
No. Any
If
final words, bro?
anything, I'll say this: I truly believe that this founders celebration, it ignited a fire. It ignited a fire. I mean, I speak to several individuals daily about, and they're still talking about. It's like, man, this this founders celebration was off the chain, and
they're still excited. And like I said, everyone who I talk to that's a part of New Life, they're just committed at another level. Like, oh, we got to take it to another level. We can't just stop with the founders celebration. We got to keep this going. Let's take it to the next level. So I'm excited, man, and I'm more excited now to be a part of New Life than than I was when I first came. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, because we're on there's a shift of there's a new beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
we close a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say there were chapters closed, Bishop Sconyers.
Mm-hmm.
Chapters closed now with Bishop Hutchins.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a new chapter now,
Yes,
and
sir.
we we're in it to do it. We're excited because we're hands-on people.
Yes, sir.
We're hands-on in the ministry, and we want to see it grow. And we're watching. We're able to see what is happening because our hands are in it.
Mm-hmm.
We got elbow grease because we work
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're
And
in it, and we're
it's just exciting, man. So much undiscovered land and
right.
opportunities.
Uncharted
That's
territory. There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uncharted territory that's right in front of us, man. And
Somebody put in the chat. Sister Porter said, "Not even the thunderstorm could stop us."
I'm trying to tell you, that's right.
Not
That's
even the
right.
storm. God was.
And you know
Um,
how Bishop Blake would say, that was one of Bishop's favorite sayings as well. I see you in the future.
I see you in the future, and
And you
you
look
look much
a
better.
whole much better. You look much better than you do right now. So
Hey, true talk. Listen, for real. If anybody wants to help with this, while we're waiting, that's right, Sister Lewis. Sister Lewis said, while we're waiting,
yes,
while
sir. We're
hey,
gonna
so
trust God.
we're gonna trust God. We're gonna trust God. So I want, if you can, and we want to ask to support Lady Drina, just if you can give $12 to her Cash App to help support, please do so. So her Cash App is $ Lady Drina. I'm gonna give my $12 to help support this, and I ask that you guys do the same. Hey, look, that's my well, hey, manager. What you mean you? Oh, hey. All right.
Is
See, we got
is there
folks.
any way that you can put her Cash App on the screen?
I believe so. Let me see. Let me see. Da da da. I don't know. Let me
Or
try.
someone put it in the comment.
She put it in the chat.
Okay. Okay.
She put it in the chat. And people, yes, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Lady Drina. That's LadyDrina. Just $12. $5, $1, $12.
I'm
Whatever
sending
you
mine in a few
do it.
seconds,
Yeah,
sis.
I'm gonna send mine when I get off the live. But let's help her raise these funds because of what was done to her. It wasn't her fault. This was done out of spite. This was
Mm-hmm.
completely done out of spite. And even the IAB came back and were like, listen, like they did it. They knew it was on the books. They knew it, and they
Mm-hmm.
removed it from the book. So it's messed up. And she doesn't like to ask anyone. But I said, Drina, you're being forced to move when you had the place. This isn't your fault. It's okay. Tell the people. Your people will help. You got 1,000 friends and associates on Facebook. If they can't give you $12, if they can't give you $5, come on. We spend more of that on foolishness. And
Mm-hmm.
so support, help her out, help her to get what she needs so she can cover the cost of getting this place at Saint Paul.
All
That's
right.
the name
Yes,
of it,
sir.
right? What is that the name of it? Saint Paul? Saint Paul? Is that the name of the church?
Who? I'm not sure.
Let me go.
Or is it St. John?
No, it's not Saint John. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna pull it up again. Let me see. It is. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Oh, it is Saint Paul. It's Saint Paul.
St. Paul. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Saint Paul AME. And so the ironic thing is that that's the same church where she had her father's funeral.
Okay.
And they were very accommodating, and they said yes. They met with the board met y'all, and came
Mm-hmm.
back. The pastor had nothing to do with it. The board met and came back and said yes, this is what we'll be glad to host it. And I want to just encourage her, because she did go through a lot. We went through a lot, but she was really severely impacted by being honest and telling the truth and trying to help save this church. She did a lot, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of sacrifices. If the music department, the individuals in the music department that were not silent, myself, Lady Drina, Dr. Brockington, Minister Carter, we opened up our mouths
Mm-hmm.
and we spoke, and we came off of the radio and did it on our own private platforms. We were not lying. We were telling the truth. We were pulling the covers back. We wanted people to know this man is nasty, low down, and evil, and he is doing things that's going to ruin this church. What have we seen? It'll be now. We're what, 2 years?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. It'll be two
Mm-hmm.
years, December the 5th, and we're still in this fight
Mm-hmm.
because of illegitimacy and lies and cheating and just doing things that were unscrupulous. She lost her job at the radio station. She almost lost her home. She ended up getting other jobs. God was faithful; He sustained
Yes.
her, all for telling the truth. And so, we will not back down. We will not. We will not. We will not stop, because we people have been hurt for telling the truth. People have been tried to be destroyed for telling the truth. And hey, sometimes people don't like it. Anyway, if you can help, again, that cash app is $ Lady Drina, and just give the lady some money so she can have a successful event. And if you can make it, I'm encouraging everybody to make it, because it is a good time. It's a good time. She has a good time at the event. It's some good singing, some great singing, and you're gonna enjoy it. So let's help her out. All right. Do you have anything that you want to say, bro?
Yes, sir. Well, I do have something I want to say. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to service on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, let's show up in big numbers. Let's do it.
Rehearsal tomorrow at 7:30. Praise and worship team. Please be there. Next Thursday is choir rehearsal. New Life Church of Orlando choir members, make sure that you are there at the church next Thursday, 7:30 p.m., so that you will be singing the following that Sunday. All right.
Say,
So that you're there. We got some great stuff lined up for you. We're looking up and we're moving forward, and y'all are gonna be surprised on Sunday morning when you hear what the music team has for you. It is always a pleasure to sit with you all. And I love the fact that you all engage in the conversation. I do not I welcome it. Let me say that. We welcome the conversation. That's what the Conversation Kings is about. It's open
mhm.
for you to be able to share how you feel, what you're thinking. We engage in the conversation with you, and we respect your opinion. We respect your opinion and your thought process, and we also respect your feelings as well. I understand, because I've been through some things. I understand. It's uncomfortable. I get it. But we got to talk about the uncomfortable things, the ugly
That's right.
things.
That's
Have to
right.
do We have
Yes,
to
sir.
face those things that we really don't want to face. So there's no hard feelings. I love. There's nothing hard, nothing hard. I love you all, and I respect and honor your opinion. So we're gonna pray, and we're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna see you all next Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll have some more good updates. But again, Conversation Kings is giving you updates here, but we're also going to be talking to you about what the future looks like for New Life Church of Orlando as we're continuing to grow. What leadership looks like, what ministry looks like, what the future looks like for ministries around the world, relationships between ourselves and other people. We're going to be getting into it, so you all don't want to miss. And we're also working on some other stuff. We're going to have. I ain't gonna tell y'all everything, but
Yeah.
just keep it till so y'all can watch and see what's going on with the Conversation Kings. So pray with us now. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you, we honor you, we love you, we worship you, and we adore you. You are our God, you are our King, you are our Creator, you are our ruler. There is no God like you, nowhere in the world, nowhere in the earth, nowhere in the universe, for you created it. You created the universe, the world, and you made us. So much so that you took the time to make us out of the dust of the earth, created us in your image, and you breathed into us, and we became living souls. Tonight, we thank you and we honor you for being God. If you never do anything else for us, you've done more than enough for us to give you the praise. If we had 10,000 tongues, if we had 10,000 hands, there's no way that we could clap or speak praises unto you that is worthy of who you are and for the things that you've done. But we maximize even this moment with everything that we have, and we say, hallelujah to your name. Glory and honor is due unto you. There is no God like you. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for keeping us. Thank you for surrounding us. Thank you for giving us peace in the midst of the storm. Thank you for giving us understanding. Thank you for giving us the will to fight. Thank you for giving us the strength to hold on in the midst of everything that is happening. And Father, we thank you for the leadership in this church. We thank you for the leadership. We thank you for Pastor Derek W. Hutchins II. We thank you for his family. God, we ask that you surround him, that you protect him, that you keep him, that you continue to download into him, that you continue to give him the ideas and the understanding and the guidance to be what a leader should be in this age, in this dispensation for this church, New Life Church of Orlando. We honor you, God, and we thank you in Jesus' name. We pray, amen. Everybody, good night. We're going to see y'all again. Conversations with the Culture on next Wednesday. Be there or be square. Dissect.
So I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
So what I was saying was, this is the same tactic that he used during the summer vacation Bible school.
Yeah.
But he tried to sabotage that, and what they did was they shut down the power to the sanctuary. But anyways, we're not gonna go there.
And that was crazy.
You have the saints in the dark.
Yeah. You know, I'm real about this. I'm so real about this. I mean what I said. When I said God told me to do this, I'm going to do it until he say to stop. So it doesn't matter who got what to say about anything. I am not going to stop until this thing is resolved and everything is right. We as a body have work
that's
to
what I'm saying.
do.
It's a gathering. These are saints praying before, quote unquote, a meeting. If any organization have a meeting, those mothers.
If there's any form of gathering, if it's religiously based, prayer is one of the main protocols.
You came back in. And we had a conversation with Elder Earl Carter, me and you. And I, from my recollection, I was speaking to Elder Earl Carter, and I told him, I said, you know what? I said, you know this is wrong. I said, what is he doing? He was like, yeah, man.
What I saw on that film with him in there like that, and the saints on their knees or seeking God and crying out to God, that was an interruption. It was a disruption. And it was disrespectful, and it was not godly. And no matter what anyone says, righteousness exalts a nation. But sin is a reproach to any people.
Dennis is representing himself as the church.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna read, and then we're gonna break it down a little more.
Right,
okay, I'm gonna start over. For an example, if an attorney has a lien against his client's real estate, he may obtain his compensation through the sale of the property. That's if it was against 3311 or the address of the parsonage. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So, anyways, there are 4 elements that makes a charging lien legitimate. Number 1, there has to be an express or implied contract between the attorney and the client.